Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the MAI Bangkok Business Challenge 2004 at Sassin, 14, sorry. Our second team that will be presenting their ventures today is ready. Please give a warm welcome to team RediGen from Sassin Graduate Institute of Business Administration, Chulalongkorn University. So let me remind the teams. You have 30 minutes for the presentation, during which the judges may ask questions anytime after 5 minutes. And the times, you have 3 times notifications, one after 5 minutes, and then 3 minutes and 1 minute before the end. So please keep an eye on the timekeepers in front here. Okay? So, are you ready? Yes? Okay. Well, we're going to start the clock as soon as you start. Good luck.
Waste, a big word that has been an elephant in the room for decades. There's a massive amount of waste tire and plastic out there. If the word massive is not clear enough, let's take a look at this photo. This photo was taken from the largest dump site in the US. There's 800 million tires being disposed each year. 30% of that is improperly managed. And if those 30% is burned, 25 million tons of carbon dioxide is released. Next, this photo was taken from the Pacific Ocean. An area of the plastic garbage is 3 times bigger than Thailand. For all 100% of plastic used, only 7% is recycled. Now, there's a link between a social problem and industry problem. In the industry, plastic industry has a high competition and a low margin. This gives them a pressure on the cost of their raw material. As a result, there's a demand out there for the recycled plastic. However, the quality of the plastic is low, so there's a limitation of the usage. RediGen's platform technology can solve both social and industry problems. We use the recycled plastic and recycled rubber tire combined together with RediGen's technology.
And why our technology is special? Normally, rubber and plastic cannot be mixed, but we, RediGen, we have in-house synthesized chemical additive that allow rubber and plastic to mix, homogeneously blend. But not only the mixture, but also the mixing process that is our trade secret.
Today, we give a plastic manufacturer a new material called multifunctional composite, or MFCPO. MFCPO gives you 3 value propositions. 1 is green. It's made from a recycled product, and it is recyclable itself. 2, it's cost effective. We can give at the lower price with the same quality, or the higher quality with the same price. 3, multifunctional. MFCPO can be customized to mimic not only the plastic, but also wood and rubber. There's a wide range of applications of MFCPO. For example, industrial appliance, automotive, and construction.
Inventors of MFCPO are my professor, Dr. Supuan, as the chief of researcher, and I, myself, is the winning awards of scientist and co-researcher. The research was done under support by Chulalongkorn University, and MTech, and the first patent was filed in 2005 and recognized by International Science Journal. We tried to develop formulation and develop the new formula for MFCPO. MFCPO is ready to commercialize. Quoted by International Science Journal, MFCPO not only low cost, but it has wide range of properties for various applications.
MFCPO has a huge upside market potentials. Not only we can mimic the properties of plastic, but also the process of plastic injection and extrusion. Therefore, we're pursuing a B2B model targeting plastic product manufacturers. Globally, There are 500 billion US dollars market size. Asia occupies 1/3 of that. And just Thailand alone, it's already 11.8 US dollars. 11.8 billion US dollars, sorry. In first 3 years, we're targeting the domestic market, specifically in 3 industries: industrial appliances, automotive after-sales parts, and construction. Our strategy is formulated to move towards higher value. Higher value meaning our customers not only benefit from cost reduction, but also fully utilizes our material properties. However, we need to establish acceptance and credibility in the market. Therefore, in the first year, we're targeting industrial appliances. Since in this industry, the players they are highly competitive on price, they actively seek for cost reduction. We can help them with that. After establishing a market in this industry and create acceptance, we're going to move on to automotive industry, such as truck liners, bumpers.
Sorry, I'm from home appliance industry.
Sorry.
Okay. So convince me, as you have said that you would like to make the entry in this market. How can your material work and with the low cost and high quality?
Right. We are entering into industrial appliances. In this industry, they concern mainly 2 points: the durability of the product, which our material can match the virgin plastic, and the cost. Therefore, it's easier for us to enter this market compared to the other 2.
And do you have the something to certify about the hygiene and about the long-term quality of the material to replace plastic?
Actually, our material is, the properties is tested by MTech. And also, the reason that we entered this market, they don't concern so much about the hygiene. However, our product doesn't release toxic or anything harmful to human.
In addition, technology is proved by National Metal and Material Technology Center, follow ASTM material standard for the world, and were accepted by recognized international science journal.
In automotive after-sales parts, we're gonna mainly target the truck liner, bumpers, and mud flaps. These are all similar criteria as they require higher strength. And also, however, it's a bit harder for us to enter initially because their machineries are more sophisticated and in a larger scale.
I want to talk about logistics, and I need to understand, is your company actually going to be picking up these used tires and converting it, or is somebody else going to do that? Help us understand downstream how you get from the tires to your product.
Could you wait like 1 minute? Their next slide coming
No.
about the supply chain.
No, I cannot
Okay.
wait.
Now,
But you could bring up the next slide right now if you want.
nowadays, there are many suppliers in Thailand that process waste tire into rubber powder. Second thing, there are 2 major components for MF to produce MFCPO. First is rubber powder. Second is recycled plastic. And for the recycled plastic part, there's more than 100 suppliers in Thailand now.
So your company doesn't actually convert the tire. Somebody else does that.
Yes.
And you just take the rubber powder.
Yes.
And you say there are 100 companies that are doing this now? Oh,
Uh-huh.
you say there are 100 companies that are doing this?
More than 100 companies.
And
for
where
the-
are they
for the plastic.
located? Where are they located?
Around the same area that our factory is gonna locate it. We plan to locate our factory around the Samut Songkram, which is the area for the plastic industry.
So how do you actually get the rubber powder to your factory?
The supplier sent to us.
They do that for free?
They include in the cost of the raw material already.
So they have the trucks and they're going to
yes.
deliver the powder to
Yes.
you? Okay, thank you.
So basically, there's an abundance of the raw material.
Yes.
and it's in the standard or format that you need it, right? Okay, so then really you're a sales company trying to sell the world on adopting this material that is also environmentally friendly. Is that correct?
Our raw material is the recycled rubber, but we have to process. That's the core technology of us. We have to control the process system, add the additive, and so the chemical.
So you're a
structure.
manufacturer.
Yes.
We produce MFCPO.
So you're going to be holding inventory and converting raw materials to your finished goods.
Yes.
Okay. And have you sold any other products like this? What's your relationship with the buyers so far?
We have contacted few customers already, and they have already, all of them that we contacted have requested for testing samples. One of them already had a first stage of testing, and they have sent us a request for additional testing for a larger batch.
In your business plan, you say that your competition is Siam Cement and PTT, who I think are rather big companies. You also say that the large automotive and electronics companies, such as Toyota and Sony, and perhaps also Toshiba, are required to source from these suppliers, Siam Cement and PTT, and that this is a strong barrier to entry. So can you discuss this whole competitive barrier to entry issue?
Yes, those companies that you have mentioned, they mainly outsource their production of plastic parts. However, the outsourced companies, they get requirement from Sony or Samsung, but however, that's also our opportunity after we have proven to the market that our material works. Instead of using using virgin plastics, that's also an opportunity for us.
Can I just ask, when I look at your financials, basically what I see is a tiny amount of inventory and a tiny amount of equipment in your factory, but yet there's a huge amount of cash in your balance sheet. So can you just explain what assets and what inventory do you need in this factory that you're going to have?
The inventory would be the product that we produced. The reason is that is not too high because we will plan ahead to contact with the customer because we have a spec of the raw material approximately 5 to 10. So we will plan ahead for the production. The second reason of the cash balance is that, as we mentioned, we are asking for sorry, that's not that part yet. We are asking for $0.9 million. And this is negotiable. You can see that the cash balance is high, but we open the negotiation terms that we can, the investor can give us the money in 2 months.
How long does the process take from when you receive the raw material to the factory to when you're ready to sell it? What's the period of time in your factory for the process?
On the average, it's 60 minutes. The cycle time to produce MFCPO.
So basically, if you received it, within 60 minutes, it's ready to ship.
When the raw material comes to the factory, it takes 55 to 65 minutes when it's ready to ship.
And then it needs another control system like QA for about 1 to 2 hours. So the lead time of the production delivery would be around 1 day.
So you're planning on not holding any inventory in your company?
We plan to hold, but at a minimal level.
Okay, so in third year, we are entering into a construction industry. We need to establish acceptance in the market because in this industry, people still care what their home is built of. However, with our material, such as the ones in your hands, we have proven in terms of product. Now we need to convince the market that it works. We're confident that with our material, we can achieve that in 3 years.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on logistics. So the suppliers are going to deliver the pellets to you. You're going to keep very little inventory. You're going to convert it, and then you're going to sell it to
Plastic product manufacturers.
plastic product. How do you deliver it to them? Because you say something about outsourcing your logistics, and
Yes, we use outsourced third party
Who?
for product
Who?
deliveries.
who are you
Uh,
going to use?
We have on the list like now for a few, but there's like hundreds of logistic company or small to medium sized logistic company to deliver our product.
Yeah, okay. Not sure that's the smartest thing to do, but okay. I understand your proposal.
Can we talk about the financials for a couple minutes? I've talked about inventory and fixed assets, and you're telling me that you have almost none because it's a fast-moving business, and obviously it doesn't require a lot of capital. But what's a little bit strange is that the amount of cash that you're building up, I mean, this is completely a cash machine, right? As the way you're showing it is that you're gonna basically you're gonna make a profit in 2018 of about $25 million, and that's on total assets of about 13 million the prior year. It's a huge amount of return. I mean, nobody makes that return. So in addition, you've got a huge amount of cash like sitting on the balance sheet. I don't understand why. First, I doubt your numbers because I think that it's unlikely that a company can make that much profit that fast. Of course, if you're absolutely sure and I can do the due diligence on it, then I definitely want to invest and get involved because I want that $25 million worth of profit in the 2018. But I doubt it. What's the risk to your business forecast that you have in the income statement?
The risk that we are looking at is that overseas sales. We have made pessimistic scenario. If we cannot sell to the other countries, the value of the company will be reduced to like $4.4 million.
I'm saying is you have a 54% net profit margin.
Sorry.
Do you know the net profit margin of other companies in your industry?
Yes, the SCG would be approximately 5%, but this is because they're selling the commodity product. We see ourselves as recycling, that we use the part of the raw material.
So tell me an example of recycling companies that are making 50% net margin. That seems really high.
Right. We are recycling the materials. However, our properties can match the virgin plastics. Therefore, there's a high margin for us.
But just maybe explain that so we understand. Obviously, there's a difference between your sales or your price and your costs of what you're paying for it. Is it that your costs are super cheap because this is recycled, or is it because you're charging a super high price, a premium price?
We are actually charging a very competitive price. Our price is about 50%, up to 50% cheaper than virgin plastics.
So you're getting the product, you're getting the raw material for almost free, is what you're telling us.
Yes, and our raw material, especially the recycled tire rubber, it's very, very cheap. It's only 1/3 of the recycled plastic price.
And that, hence, this is why it's a money-making machine, because you're taking something that's almost costs nothing, applying almost nothing to it, and then you're converting that and selling that at a price that's massively higher than what you bought it, correct?
Yes, not only that, the raw material is quite cheap, because when we expand to the bigger scale, we also get the economy of scale. According to our contract with the suppliers, the more we order, the cheaper we get at a unit cost. The second is that, as we mentioned, that the model is to added value to another revenue stream. So for example, in the construction, there's a problem that the wood or the composite wood cannot face with the problem of humidity. With our products, we can solve that problem. So we add another value. So that means that our sales can go up while the cost of the goods, while the cost of the material goes down.
Why don't you license the technology to SCG or PTT?
PTT, IRPC in PTT and SCG chemicals try to take licensing, but Inventors team would like to develop new formulation for value creation and exploit technology for various industries.
But I would think if you license it out, you earn more than what you do here. If that technology is so good.
The technology is patented under Chulalongkorn University intellectual property. We have the exclusive licensing. That's
Yeah, but it doesn't prevent you from licensing it out, right?
We want to create value to the material.
You consider that, licensing it out?
We are considered to license the next patent because the next formula that comes out will be patent under our company. So in that future years, we also take this as an optional.
So you have a research team there in
Yes,
your
our
company,
CTO
right?
is a co-inventor who has done research.
And who own the IP now?
My professor, Dr. Supwan, and I.
And you have the loyalty cost in the P&L,
Yes.
right?
Yes, approximately 1% of the sales.
When you mention to create more value to your material, meaning that are you selling the pellet? Are you selling the plastic pellet substitution, or are you going to do something like this?
We are providing the raw materials to produce something like that.
So why don't you go and do something like this instead?
Because
to me, because your stage 1, stage 2 will be very difficult to enter, because it's not only cost, but it's the quality and the warranty that they need. So if you jump to the construction and you create your own product, I think it might work better.
Actually, the first market that we are going to enter, industrial appliances such as industrial pallets or cement mixing tub, the quality that they're concerned about is, for example, cement mixing tub, how durable it is to chemicals. So our product is durable to that, and one of the actually all 4 of our customers, they produce these industrial pallets and cement mixing tub, and they are very interested if we can supply it for them.
So, can I ask, when I add up your net profit over the next 5 years, you've got $40 million of net profit. You're asking us for a contribution of less than $1 million, and then you're going to make $40 million in net profit. Why are you here? Why are you asking us for this tiny amount of money? You don't need much money to set this up. You don't need much money. You guys go to your parents, your friends. Why are you asking us?
We are asking less than the value of the equity. This is because we are looking for the smart money. The investor that have the connection or the knowledge in the industry,
I'm looking for a smart company and to invest in. And I can't understand, you got $40 million sitting on the table and you're not picking it up. You're going to give me a portion of that $40 million in net profit? I don't get that. Now, if your business was tough and you needed capital and it took time and all of that, but you got a money machine here.
And as we mentioned that the connection and the knowledge in the industry is what we are looking for at first, and the first money to generate the company.
Well, Mr. Stutz seems like he wants to invest right away. I'm not. Your business plan says you want $1.5 million of investment. But you said 900,000. So what's the correct number?
Sorry, it's 0.9 million. I think.
0.9. So $1 million, let's call it.
Yeah.
All right. And you're still willing to give 20% of the company for that?
Yes.
Okay, so $1 million for 20% gives you a $4 million pre-money valuation. So what have you done that makes your company today worth $4 million?
The pre-money value will consist of the R&D and the patent that we licensed from the Jula. The project, as we mentioned, that is in the past subsidized by the government subsidies, and the government has no control over this because they're just subsidized for the technology. The second one is the secured order. We also, from the potential customer, we expect to have at least about $500,000 per year. This is the minimum that we're gonna generate. The third one is the secure of the suppliers. We also contact the suppliers, and we believe that we can have the contract for the long term, for the 1 year of the suppliers.
Well, you believe that, but you don't have a contract.
I'm sorry.
So
we
why
contact
is your
them already.
company worth $4 million today?
As I explained, is that the secured order, the secure of the supplier contract, the sweat equity, and the R&D cost. Because as our researcher mentioned, it takes almost 5 to 6 years for the research to get into this point. That's a huge amount of money.
And thank you. What's your exit? Do you sell this company?
Yes, we propose 2 options for the exit. The first one is the IPO, and the second one is the M&A. And as we, the judge, you can see that the competitors would be the SCG. So we think that the potential customer would be, for example, Dow Chemical, SCG, or Phototal, that they can expand to the new line of the material. Besides the plastic, they can have another new line of the material.
I think a 9 PE could be doable. But you say market value of 225, so that means that you're looking at what is that, $25 million of profit, right? Times the 9 multiple. And that's what your questioning is, whether they could achieve the 25
Yeah, I mean,
million.
let's put aside whether this product works or not.
Let's assume it works.
Let's assume it works.
Okay.
So I'll make a deal with you right now, right? So I would consider putting in that investment. But since you've got $1.7 million in cash by 2016, I want you to pay all of that out as dividend so that I can recoup my investment right away. You don't need that cash because the next year you're going to have $8 million in cash. So would you consider paying out as a dividend as fast as possible by the end of 2016 from your profit to help us recoup the investment that we made?
We would consider pay half of that because we think that at that time, when you see our business grow.
Well, how about if you pay half of that, fine, but pay that all to us and you get the next dividend comes to you. How about that?
Okay, we can negotiate more with this.
Great.
I agree with that.
Great. But that's assuming, I know I have some smart people at this table that can challenge the effectiveness of this product, but that's assuming that this product is effective.
Just out of curiosity, you said that you're paying the CTO 1% of 1% of revenues royalties.
As we mentioned, that the IP rights is under the Chulalongkorn University. So this 1% is going to pay to Chulalongkorn University.
Understood. I'm curious to know where the 1% came from, because in yesterday's presentations, another group presented to me a similar concept, which is they were licensing technology, and they said the standard in the industry is to pay 6% royalties.
This is according to our negotiation with the IP Chulalongkorn University. I would say that because we are students to Chulalongkorn University, they also encourage the students to set up the new company, their startup.
Good negotiation.
Thank you.
Can I just ask one quick question on this slide, customers testing underway? What you show is that in March, it looks like late February, early March, you've got 4 different companies starting testing. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And have any of them actually started testing right now?
Yes,
Which
one of
one?
them is already in the second stage of testing.
So for right now, from a commercial perspective, we haven't yet got feedback of whether it meets their specifications for this testing, right?
Actually, we have already received feedback. For example, Pongcheon is one of the customers.
Sorry, is this after or before they've tested it?
This is after the first test that they did, and they have requested us with a larger scale of testing. And we have also contacted CTI, who is the largest industrial pallet producer in Thailand. And
so let me ask you, what are they saying is their concern? I'm sure when you're talking with them, they say, oh, we've looked at products with additives before, we've looked at these types of things, these are the problems that we've faced. What have they said is their concern?
One of their concerns is the density of the product. Because we're made of the tire, the density of the product is slightly higher than plastic. But they said that if they can save their cost, we can negotiate to the customized level of the tire. It can be used from 20 to 30%. At that level, the density is acceptable and they can save cost of the raw material.
Have you tested the product for human safety?
yes, we have already also tested that under
By what institution and when? And you got the certificate?
Yes, I've got a certificate from clean product from MTech and carbon footprint of by National Metal and Materials Technology Central.
No,
which
no,
is
I'm talking
certified.
about human safety.
Yes, it's safety.
It's included in that testing.
It's food grade. In other words, it can be used with food products.
We are not trying to enter to that market. However,
Well, C-Tie Superware's got some food stuff, but you're talking about other
Yes.
things.
That is
Excuse me, with 1 minute left, I want to ask one last question. Assuming that you all graduate, are you planning on working full-time in this company?
Yes.
And what salaries will you be taking?
In the forecast, that would be $1,500 per month. Yes. And according to that, revenue of the C-Tie, half of that is the industrial plastic, another half is the food grade. And the total revenue of C-Tie is $300 million. Half of that is 150. The revenue that we expect to get from them is less than 1% right now. So if we're growing with them, there's enough room for us.
So you'll be putting in your own sweat equity and taking minimum salaries. Are you putting in any equity yourself?
We are investing the cash investment as well for $300,000 for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you.
Well
you
done.
very much. I think we can continue the negotiation off scene. Thank you. We're going to take a very short break, and we're going to be coming back with Lemner cropping system from Queensland University of Technology, Australia.
คุณผู้ชมคะจบไปแล้วนะคะสำหรับกลุ่มที่2ค่ะที่นำเสนอแผนธุรกิจนะคะกลุ่มนี้นะคะจากศศิลป์เองค่ะชื่อกลุ่มนะคะ RediGen นะคะจากสถาบันบัณฑิตบริหารธุรกิจศศิลป์แห่งจุฬาลงกรณ์มหาวิทยาลัยซึ่งตอนนี้นะคะเรายังคงอยู่กับคุณแพรพิลมนะคะผู้จัดการศูนย์บริหารจัดการความยั่งยืนแห่งศศิลป์นั่นเองสำหรับกลุ่มนี้นะคะพูดคร่าวๆนะคะสรุปก็คือเหมือนกับว่าผลิตสารตั้งต้นค่ะแต่ว่าการผลิตเนี่ยใช้จากวัสดุจากธรรมชาติถูกไหมคะสารตั้งต้นนี้ก็คือเอาไปใช้ในอุตสาหกรรมต่างๆทั้งอุตสาหกรรมรถยนต์แล้วก็อุตสาหกรรมก่อสร้างก่อนอื่นถามคุณแพรเลยค่ะว่าความเป็นไปได้คุณแพรมองว่ายังไงบ้างอะคะ
เพราะว่าผลิตภัณฑ์นี้น่าสนใจมากเลยค่ะเป็นวัสดุนวัตกรรมนะคะซึ่งใช้ยางจากล้อรถยนต์เนี่ยนะคะรีไซเคิลนะคะแล้วก็เอามาผสมกับพลาสติกที่ใช้แล้วเหมือนกันค่ะซึ่งก็เป็นวัสดุรีไซเคิลนวัตกรรม
ยังไม่มีใครทำต้องบอกว่าเทคโนโลยีนี้ก็คือเป็นเทคโนโลยีที่ได้ไลเซนส์จากจุฬาถูกไหมคะ
ใช่ค่ะเป็นของจุฬาของคนไทยล้วนๆเลยค่ะจุฬากับ MTech ร่วมมือกันทำ
ใช่ค่ะสำหรับประเด็นคำถามค่ะก็พยายามกลุ่มนี้พยายามจะนำเสนอนะคะบอกว่าเทคโนโลยีสารนี้ชื่อ MFCPO ก็อย่างแรกเลยก็คือทำจากของ Green ก็คือทำจากของ Recycle
ใช่ค่ะ
อันดับที่2คือการลดคอสซึ่งประเด็นนี้น่าสนใจมากค่ะการลดคอสเพราะว่าในธุรกิจอย่างนี้ต้องบอกว่าค่อนข้างจะลำบากถ้าจะต้องลดคอสเพราะส่วนใหญ่ก็คือ R&D อย่างมากและเรารู้แน่ๆว่าใช้ต้นทุนเยอะแน่นอนประเด็นนี้ค่ะเป็นความท้าทายที่สำคัญคุณแพรมองยังไงบ้างคะ
เพราะว่าวัสดุนี้น่าสนใจมากเพราะว่ามันแก้ปัญหาแล้วก็ให้เห็นปัญหาเป็นโอกาสเหมือนกันนะคะเพราะว่าการทิ้งยางล้อรถยนต์เนี่ยมันก็เป็นเรื่องใหญ่นะคะซึ่งอันนี้พอมารีไซเคิลเนี่ยมันก็ทำเป็นวัสดุหลายๆอย่างหรือเป็นผลิตภัณฑ์หลายๆอย่างได้ซึ่งอันนี้เอามาผสมกับพลาสติกก็ยิ่งดีเข้าไปใหญ่เลยเพราะพลาสติกเนี่ยมีปัญหาเรื่อง down cycle ก็คือหมายความว่าเวลาเอามารีไซเคิลพลาสติกแล้วเนี่ยคุณภาพมันจะลดลงแต่ว่าอันนี้เอามาผสมกับยางแล้วคุณภาพมันก็ยังจะดีกว่าด้วยซ้ำนะคะแล้วก็ที่พายเห็นว่าน่าสนใจก็คือทีมนี้เขาเห็นว่าเขาเอาไปขายให้ไม่ใช่แค่อุตสาหกรรมก่อสร้างเท่านั้นนะคะเหมือนกับมันจะมีแบบ NDF เนี่ยมันจะเป็นวัสดุเป็นแบบคล้ายๆไม้อัดซึ่งเป็นไม้หรือมาผสมกับอย่างอื่นแต่อันนี้มาผสมกับยางแล้วเขาก็คิดว่าอันนี้เอาไปขายในอุตสาหกรรมในรถยนต์ได้ด้วยนะคะ
เอาไปทำบัมเปอร์ใช่ไหมคะ
ทำได้หลายอย่างเลยตะกี้ใช่ค่ะ
ทำยาง
ใช่ค่ะแล้วก็กรรมการก็ถามว่ามันขายได้จริงหรอในอุตสาหกรรมรถยนต์เนี่ยค่ะ
ก็ต้องบอกว่าเขาทาร์เก็ตในประเทศไทยด้วยใช่ไหมคะเมื่อกี้มีพูดถึงไซส์ด้วยไซส์ของอุตสาหกรรมค่ะคือทั้งโลกเนี่ย484แสนก็คือบิลเลียน US ดอลลาร์สำหรับในไทยเองนะคะก็คิดเป็นประมาณ 11.8 พันล้านเหรียญมีความเป็นไปได้มากน้อยแค่ไหนคะสำหรับการทำตลาดหรือว่าทำอุตสาหกรรมในไทยในประเด็นนี้ค่ะ
เพ ราะว่าก็เป็นไปได้นะคะแต่ว่าก็ต้องดูในเชิงลึกว่าจะเห็นใครเป็นลูกค้าบ้างแล้วก็จะออกมาเป็นหน้าตารูปแบบอย่างไรบ้างนะคะที่จริง recycle rubber หรือยาง recycle เนี่ยก็ทำมาหลายปีแล้วเหมือนกันนะคะสมัยแพรเรียนปริญญาตรีเลยแพรก็ทำโครงการหนึ่งที่เกี่ยวกับ recycle rubber เหมือนกันแล้วก็ทำเป็นพื้นสนามเด็กเล่นซึ่งมันก็ทำให้ปลอดภัยมากกว่านะคะปลอดภัยกว่าเป็นซีเมนต์อะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะแล้วก็สำหรับลู่วิ่งนะคะเป็น jogging track เนี่ยก็ทำให้มี impact บนเขาน้อยลงซึ่งมันก็ดีต่อสุขภาพดีต่อสังคมค่ะและสิ่งแวดล้อมด้วยซึ่งอันนี้มาผสมกับพลาสติกก็ยิ่งดีเข้าไปใหญ่ค่ะ
ใช่สำหรับประเด็นในเรื่องของเทคโนโลยีอันนี้น่าสนใจมากเพราะว่าบอกว่าคิดได้เองก็คือเป็นเทคโนโลยีจากจุฬาด้วยเป็นความร่วมมือของจุฬาทีนี้ในอุตสาหกรรมพลาสติกอย่างเงี้ยค่ะน่าสนใจมากเพราะว่าเทคโนโลยีพวกนี้ส่วนใหญ่เขาไม่ค่อยขายกันคือไม่ค่อยขายในตลาดแต่ว่าจะต้องได้มาผ่านการทำ M&A หรือว่า JV มองจุดนี้เป็นข้อได้เปรียบของกลุ่มนี้หรือเปล่าคะ
หรือว่าต้องซื้อไลเซนส์แพงๆนะคะซึ่งอันนี้ก็เป็นข้อดีของทีมนี้เพราะว่าอยู่ในจุฬาด้วยกัน
แล้วก็เป็นเจ้าของเทคโนโลยี
ใช่ค่ะแล้วก็เป็นคนไทยด้วยกันแล้วก็น่าจะคุยกันง่ายกว่านะคะแล้วก็ในทางเพราะว่าอีกอย่างที่สำคัญก็คือในทีมเนี่ยความสัมพันธ์ในทีมนี่ท่าทางดีมากเลย
คือมี R&D เป็นของตัวเองไม่ต้องไปจ้าง R&D แพงๆด้วย
ใช่ค่ะทั้งในตัวในทีมศาสินเองแล้วก็ในจุฬาแล้วก็ไปถึง M-Tech เลยมันก็คุยกันรู้เรื่องนะคะ
ค่ะสำหรับโรงงานเขาบอกว่าไซต์ก็คือโรงงานที่ผลิตเนี่ยอยู่ที่สมุทรสงครามใช่ไหมคะค่ะอันนี้มองว่าเป็นความได้เปรียบทางธุรกิจหรือเปล่าคะเพราะว่าส่วนใหญ่โรงงานอุตสาหกรรมเราจะเห็นอยู่ในมัตตพุทธระยอง
ค่ะใช่ค่ะอันนี้แปลว่าได้เปรียบอย่างยิ่งเลยนะคะเพราะไม่ไกลจากกรุงเทพนะคะแล้วก็ใกล้การขนส่งนะคะระบบการขนส่งซึ่งมันก็อยู่แถวกรุงเทพนี่เองนะคะ
ค่ะหันมาดูในเรื่องของ financial หรือว่าเรื่องของฐานะทางการเงินคือกรรมการให้คอมเมนต์อันนึงค่ะน่าสนใจบอกว่าประมาณว่าคือเขาบอกว่าใช้ cash intensive ก็คือใช้เงินสดเยอะอันนี้จะมีปัญหาในเรื่องของสภาพคล่องหรือว่าอะไรในรอบ5ปีไหมคะคุณแพรมองยังไงอะคะ
อันนี้แพรก็เห็นว่าเป็นเรื่องที่น่ากลัวนิดนึงนะคะแต่ถ้าเขาสามารถที่จะบริหารได้แล้วถ้าเขา project ไว้พอเนี่ย5ปีมากกว่า5ปีด้วยซ้ำนะคะน่าจะ7ปีถึง10ปีเลยก็น่าจะโอเคค่ะ
โอเคทีนี้ถ้าดูคร่าวๆนะคะกลุ่มนี้เทียบกับกลุ่มที่แล้วต้องมองว่ากรรมการค่อนข้างมีคอมเมนต์ในเชิงที่ว่าบวกมากกว่ากลุ่มที่แล้ว
ใช่ค่ะ
ใช่ไหมคะ
เพราะว่าทั้ง2ทีมที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยไอเดียดีทั้งคู่เลยค่ะแต่ว่าทีมที่2เนี่ยคณะกรรมการเหมือนกับได้โน้มน้าวมากกว่านะคะอันนี้ก็ถือว่าเป็นเรื่องดีค่ะ
ค่ะและสำหรับในเรื่องของการเงินเรายังอยู่ทางฐานะทางการเงินเพราะว่ากรรมการดูเน้นมากค่ะในเรื่องของการทำกำไรหรือว่า net profit margin ตั้งข้อสังเกตค่ะว่ากลุ่มนี้บอกว่าได้ 54% ซึ่งในธุรกิจแบบนี้คือธุรกิจการทำพลาสติกหรือว่าธุรกิจแบบโภคภัณฑ์อย่างเงี้ยค่ะเป็นไปได้ยากมากถ้าเทียบกับ SCG หรือว่าบริษัทปิโตรเคมีอื่นๆเขาทำได้ประมาณ 5% เองอันนี้มองเป็นความท้าทายอีกหนึ่งอันที่น่าสนใจหรือเปล่าคะ
ใช่ค่ะเพราะมันเป็นความท้าทายของบริษัทเล็กหรือว่าบริษัทสตาร์ทอัพที่เพิ่งเริ่มเนี่ยค่ะตะกี้คุณสินดา mention SCG ก็เลยนึกถึง SCG ขึ้นมาว่ามันก็มีอีกpossibility หนึ่งหรือโอกาสหนึ่งก็คือเราอาจจะขายให้คนที่ใหญ่กว่าเราก็ได้ในอนาคตนะคะกรรม
การตั้งข้อสังเกตด้วยบอกว่าเรามีไลเซนส์แล้วทำไมเราไม่ขายทำไมเราต้องมานั่งทำเองเราไม่ขายไลเซนส์อย่างนี้ไปให้ SCG ไปให้ผู้เล่นรายใหญ่อย่าง SCG หรือว่าปตท.หรือแม้กระทั่ง Dow Chemical ซึ่งเป็นบริษัทต่างชาติด้วยใช่ไหมคะ
แต่ก็อยู่เมืองไทยมานานแล้วเหมือนกันนะคะ Dow Chemical เพราะว่าอันนี้ก็เป็นโอกาสนะคะคือพยายามมองให้ทุกปัญหาเป็นโอกาสหมดเลยเพราะว่าอันนี้ก็เป็นข้อดีที่ว่าถ้าสมมติบริษัทใหญ่เขาเห็นว่าทีมนี้บริหารจัดการกันเก่งเขาก็อาจจะอยากจะจ้างทีมนี้ต่อไปก็อันนี้ก็เป็นอีกโอกาสหนึ่งที่ว่า manage ไปเรื่อยๆขายได้แต่ว่า manage ต่อไปก็เหมือนกับมาเป็นลูกจ้างเขาหลังจากที่ทำกำไรขายให้เขาก็ได้เหมือนกันเดี๋ยวนี้เขาก็ทำอย่างนี้กันนะคะก็น่าตื่นเต้นดีเหมือนกันค่ะ
สำหรับความเสี่ยงอื่นๆค่ะคุณแพรมองว่าในธุรกิจแบบนี้นะคะธุรกิจแบบพลาสติกหรือว่าธุรกิจเคมีภัณฑ์ในเรื่องของต้นน้ำกลางน้ำปลายน้ำคุณแพรมองเป็นความเสี่ยงอะไรบ้างไหมคะ
เพราะว่าข้อดีคือเขามี pattern เป็นของจุฬาเนี่ยค่ะแต่จริงๆแล้วถ้ามอง
จุดแข็งสำคัญ
ใช่ค่ะแต่ว่ามันก็ก๊อปได้เหมือนกันนะคะเพราะว่าทั่วโลกเนี่ยมันก็มี2วัสดุนี้มีทั้งยางนะคะแล้วก็มีทั้งพลาสติกที่ต้องรีไซเคิลหรือว่าสามารถที่จะมานำรีไซเคิลได้ไม่ยากนะคะทั่วโลกซึ่งถ้าคนอื่นเขาทำได้ถูกกว่าเร็วกว่าดีกว่าเขาก็แข่งกับเราได้เหมือนกันแต่อันนี้ก็ขึ้นอยู่กับที่ทีมแล้วก็ขึ้นอยู่กับที่ลูกค้าที่ทีมนี้จะหานะคะก็มันก็มองได้ทั้ง2แง่ค่ะ
เอาละค่ะน่าสนใจทีเดียวนะคะนวัตกรรมนี้นะคะ RediGen นะคะจากสสินของเราเองนี่คือกลุ่มที่2นะคะเดี๋ยวพาคุณผู้ชมไปติดตามนะคะกลุ่มที่3กำลังจะพรีเซนต์แล้วนะคะเป็นของออสเตรเลียค่ะไปติดตามพร้อมกันเลยค่ะ